Hello, here's my vlog for the 7th of October 2023, 8:24 a.m. Saturday. And here's where I am. Huh? There's the rainbow. That's one person. Depth 20 across. Huh? 160,000 people. After I do that, I'm gonna number it, but I'm like super duper, man, it's cold. I'm super duper fired up to do this ocean, do my sea. Yeah, so yesterday I was working and on that, and I was listening to some like Athanasius and different, old Christian books on my website, but I wasn't really paying that much of attention, so I started listening to like people talk about martial arts and Bushido. It was interesting. And random like news and stuff, but I passed out. I went to sleep early yesterday, like at midnight or something, because I had another headache. It was like the fourth day of headaches. I think I did like brain damage. Felt my like IQ went down and stuff. So I'm not from overdosing on caffeine from the energy drinks. So I'm like afraid of those things now. But hopefully I won't get any headaches, because I even had them this morning. It's kind of what helped me get up this morning at 5:30 or whatever, or 6:30, but it was still dark. But so yeah, I'm on like row. I have to get to 96 to get to the end of that, where it starts to get, I guess, no, or 100. I don't know. Yeah, 100. So today or by tomorrow, I want to get to the end of those, the first section, and then it'll be just half. And then I'm gonna save those away so that it's smaller, so it works faster. But anyway, so when I'm done with this, and after I number it, and this is gonna be like a couple of months. So it'll be like a month to finish this or something, and then like another month or two just to number them. But it'll be worth it, because you can build stuff off of it after that. But after I'm done with that, because I've just been thinking, it's like all I can think about. I think I'm gonna make my sea. And so yesterday I took a little bit of time to explore how big it would have to be, because I wanted it to be, because it works great. The way that the polygon works with the shape of the earth works perfectly for what I want to build visually. Because I wanted something that was had a gradient depth, so that I could, because part of it was shipwrecks. I was going to do shipwrecks, like how deep is the Titanic and the deepest shipwreck, and and also like habitats for corals and certain animals that don't live in the deep ocean and stuff like that, and then animals who only live in the deep, and so it's perfect. Because I was like, how am I going to do it? Like, am I going to do like build a a polygon that's at a certain height, but these are like blocks. It doesn't look realistic. So just to have the earth just go up at a gradual, just like the actual sea, is perfect. Because when it's big enough, it comes out like this, but the earth is a sphere. So if it's big enough, you're actually even going to get an island in the middle. And so I wanted to make something big enough that had an island in the middle, so that I could then build like a tower that goes up in a big city, that could, and then like a fantasy like kingdom in there, and everything. But I wanted it to be the size based on an actual lake, because that's how I operate. That's how my website works. Everything is related to each other. I wasn't gonna do it like based on site or a rounded number or anything. I wanted it to be the same size as an actual lake, so I started typing in lakes. I tried Lake Superior, but I wanted something bigger than that, because I wanted the island in the middle, because it was still like in the middle, it was still deep. So I tried Caspian Sea, but that didn't even create an island. But it was only like 100 meters deep, less than 100 meters deep. in the middle. So I tried it with the Black Sea because the Caspian Sea is 371 square kilometers and the Black Sea is like 420 or something, or 440 square kilometers. And so it created an island that was 38,500 square kilometers, which is about the size of Svalbard Island, which is the northernmost island off of Norway, or the island in the northern part of Hudson Bay. It's kind of like a bizarre-sized island, but it's like that size is, it's like double or triple the size of the Peloponnesian, so it's like too big for a kingdom. It's like the size of maybe the Roman Republic. So I was going to put like 4 kingdoms in there, the 4 kingdoms, and split them like this, and and do like a historical tale, like with different stages. But on the edges of it, it was going to be 36,000. It was going to be 10,000 feet high. That was actually a guess, because didn't even on my little mock-up, I didn't decide exactly where I was going to put it. This was just a test. But it's around that because the Mariana Trench is about 36,000 feet, which is about 10,000 meters. And I need to look exactly because I need to make it exactly, but that's roughly what it is. So if a 10,000 meter wall, that's how deep the ocean is, the Mariana Trench, at the edges of it, around a circle. So then you would have to build a mountain up to the top of the edge of the ocean. That's 36,000 feet high, 10,000 meters. And so that just in a circle, that's as big as the Black Sea. I forgot to see how many, it was like 160 miles, like 220 kilometers from the island to the edge. And then across the island was like 165 miles, like 220 kilometers. So it's like it was like 700 kilometers around the edge. So it was like a good, nice sized island, even though it's smaller than most islands, realistic, that have societies on them. So that's a lot of like edge around for mountains. So like that's so much, like so many simulations you could do. So I was gonna do like you could do all of the different mountain ranges of the world going around it, like make little from a polygon, and all the actual mountains, on the side, with Mount Everest just a little 6,000 feet below the top, And it's kind of interesting how Mount Everest is roughly the same, more or less 30,000 feet versus 36, more or less the same distance from the surface of the earth as the deepest ocean is from below. It's like symmetrical. But, and then, big buildings on top of there, and it look really cool, like the biggest buildings and the biggest, like, roads going up, and yeah, man, and like little cities up there on the way up, like real life cities with the biggest cities, buildings, and even you could put some Exceed 4,000 buildings on the side. And yeah, man, a whole civilization on the side. It would look really trippy, but that's not even the reason why I want to do it. The reason why I want to do it is because now I've got this ocean. And like right before I did this program, man, my back hurts so bad. Like I'm gonna need exercise. It's starting to get to the point where I'm gonna need exercise. I'm so pressured with my work that I don't have any time to move or anything. And now I'm not even riding my bike to my mom's house. I'm mainly just hanging out here. And so it's like no exercise. The only exercise I get is riding my bike across the street. And like once it got so bad a couple of years ago, I was laying in bed because I was working in bed on the computer that my back never got any exercise, so that my muscles were so soft that they collapsed completely, like they flattened to the point that my back was in like excruciating pain, and I stood up and I could barely stand up, and I was like frozen there, like trying to like get the blood back into my back muscles that had like flattened. It was weird, and I'm like almost at that point now. So and it's really painful. It's like I shouldn't do it. It's not even healthy. So I should get I do have a lot of lifting options. Here's my room, and then at the apartment. But then there's this awesome 24-hour fitness across the street. So I think I'm gonna get a membership there. But I'll have to come to a stopping point, like whenever I get desperate. I don't know. But I want to finish this first. But maybe it'll be after I get finished with this, and when I get started with my C, because that is like I didn't expect to, and I wasn't planning on going deep again, meaning to say starting a new project. I wanted to go surface. I wanted to finished stuff I already started, you know, and finish links and make it more like functionable, you know, for somebody. Um, but whenever I like have an idea that's like good enough that I feel like I've struck gold, then I feel like I just should go ahead and do it then, because that's the time when I'm excited about it, and like maybe I won't be quite as excited about it later because I'll be into something else. And so because I'm so excited about it, I should just build it now, because you know, now it's not even work, it's just me being like whew. And it's a big project, and but you know, and dive deeper into stuff, start new things when I'm super confident, you know, and I don't care about time limits and stuff. And that's kind of how I feel now, because I'm not hanging out with my mom. My mom likes to put pressure on me, and so yeah, and I'm not gonna continue to really hang out with her as much anymore, so she can call me, and I can just come over to help her. But when she calls me, you know, and I won't try to talk to her about my website, you know, try to keep it under the wraps, and so that she can't freak out on me, because it puts pressure on me. It makes me work harder. Then I can't do anything else. Because I would like to, yeah, just give an hour a day or whatever, lift at the gym, because I love the way that I lift. It's really great. I'm fortunate to have that gym, and they're building a huge like complex nearby. There's a bunch of people who are gonna move in there, and then that's gonna make the gym really crowded. And I should go into that gym while it's not crowded, you know. But it's such a big gym, it's not like it matters anyway. But the way that I lift is I treat it the same way as like bicycle riding or something, you know. Like every day you go up a different road or whatever, and different elevation and stuff. But by the end of the week, the thing that you really pay attention to is just how many miles did you do. And same thing. So that's how I look at it with lifting. How many like accumulated lifting did I do? So I do like, if I do like bench press 100 pounds, 10 reps 3 times, that's 100 times 300. I mean 100 times 30. So that's 300. Boom. So I just basically say it, I think, with my voice to my phone, and it goes in. And then at the end, I come home, and then I just tally it up. And if you can do like, I think I did like 85,000 pounds. And so if you can do like 100,000 pounds a day, that's like really good. And that way, you're lifting all the different muscles, because your goal is to get to that poundage. So you do the fresh muscles. So it keeps you doing the fresh muscles naturally that way. So, and without burning yourself out, because you can do low weight, high rep, and still get to that number, you know? So you can do whatever weight you want and not feel pressured to, because I can't do high weight or else I'll permanently hurt myself, you know? Like I have like really painful left ankle pain that flares up just from an injury I had when I was 20, and then everything was fine, I forgot about it, and then it just pops up. Same thing with my calf, my left calf gets these pains. It's just because I tore it once, and I can't. And when I walk, I get the pain, and I can't run. If I run, I could run maybe a couple hundred meters, and then it'll be the sharp shooting pain. So if I want to be like a runner, I would have to work up to it slowly. But anyway, back to the ocean. My back is starting to feel a little bit better. So what I want to do with the ocean, which is why I feel like I struggled, I want to do it now, is because like right before I started doing this, I was working on icons and fonts, but I didn't get done. But I got started, which makes it easier to finish it when you get going on again. But so I was doing icons on my science page, because my website is mainly about history, but I do have a science categorization page on the education page. It's just everything categorized that I got off Wikipedia, and so I was putting icons on there, and I was looking at all the different animals and stuff and things. And so what I want to do is on the ocean, make it on Google Earth, and then connect that Google Earth stuff to all those different, as part of the icon, to the different animals, and then you click on it, and it takes you, actually opens up the Google Earth. So because what I want to do is like, I have this ocean that's the size of the sea, that's the size of the Black Sea, with an island in the middle of it. And so the sea kind of over 160 miles gradually goes from 36,000 feet in depth up to nothing. And so I'm going to put all of the different whales, all the different, like the exact number of whales that there are, and just draw them in the exact pods, size of pods, so that you can visualize and exactly how deep of water they are from maximum to minimum, and then make the different depth zones. And Google Earth is really good for that because then you can make movies out of it. And on the top, I'll have the floating cities, like the ones that are actually below it. I haven't decided exactly where I'll put it, but I'll put like I think a big city in the middle, right in the middle of the island. But like on the East Coast. But so yeah, literally put, because it's not that many, every single of all the different freaking whales, and so then we get an idea of like, oh shit, how many we have. When you know how many there are, then you're more serious about preserving it. Same thing with the ice, the glaciers that are melting here. So and then do the same thing with all the other animals, the interesting animals, all the different fish and everything, and because it doesn't seem like it'll be that time consuming for how interesting it'll be. And I always wanted, and then you would include everything, submarines, because I even did a submarine in the actual ocean. It looked pretty cool. So yeah, submarines, even battles of ships on the surface, historical battles of ships. That's where you would put it. I'm going to put a bunch on Boulder Reservoir on the surface, but hell, you could make underwater cities, underwater Atlantis city, but maybe recreate the one from the movie, but from Aquaman, but schools of ships, and then like the ancient animals, the ones that don't exist anymore. So you can put it next to the ones that exist now underneath the boats, all the different boats, dinosaurs and everything. Yeah, and all that stuff. Even bridges, tunnels, and anything having to do with water. Google Earth, you can just plug it right in there, and that's like a couple-month project, but it's like another one of those gold mines because of the fact that the polygon coming out straight up and the Earth being a sphere works fucking perfectly to make a simulated city, ocean. But there's so many other Google Earth stuff that I want to do. Like I wanted to finish Atlantis. My iPod's earphones are dead. So whatever, dude. I'm like, I've lived here. What is it? The fall of 23. Yeah, so I've lived here 10 years. Exactly 10 years, pretty much, at this apartment. And I've been working on the website long before then. But 10 years ago, when I moved in the apartment, I was kind of towards the beginning of all of the different books, free LibriVox and Kindle books, and I hadn't gotten started with the Google Earth stuff yet, and so I've done a lot. I've done all the Google Earth stuff and a lot of web stuff, like the books and other things since then. So if I were to work another 10 years, I would definitely be done with my website in 10 years. And that includes projects that I haven't even thought of yet. Like that includes making a map of the economy, like who owns what, and where the money is. But I don't think that I will be doing that project. I think to finish the stuff that I've done now and the stuff that I absolutely have to do, it's going to take me to be realistic, okay, it could take me another 5 years, but it could take me as little as another 2 years. In the ancient Rome, you're a soldier until you're 60, and there were a couple of stories of warriors going into battle at 70. So you can, in the ancient world, the average person was expected to be tip-top shape until they're 60, and if you're exceptional, until you're 70. And tip-top shape meaning just as strong as the strong 25-year-old dudes. So as long as I don't injure myself, I don't need that many years. It'll probably take me two, because I want to get fit. I want to be an athlete. I want to be a triathlete. It'll probably take me about 2 years to get like to my potential after I start, and I'll be like 53 or something when I start. So I won't even get to my potential until I'm like 55, and that's in like best case scenario. So I'm gonna have to like, I might have to adjust my view of myself and like lower my expectations or something. But it'll take me 2 years to even come to that kind of idea. So and as far as like learning stuff, I'm not like pressurizing myself at all to take like the historical test or any of the stuff I talk about and learn until I'm done with the website. Like I have a free license to not do that, to do whatever I want, because it's not the same thing psychologically to listen to an audiobook and work on my website as it is to listen to an audiobook and ride my bike. Because when I'm listening to an audiobook and work on my website, I'm like goal oriented and I'm trying to finish something, and my like brain can overheat and I can't make the thing that I'm focusing on the book. So I have to kind of focus on just keeping it like relaxed, and so I basically listen to a book most of the time, and then I'll do some like brain candy news or whatever. But yeah, I'm just not ready. It's too many things to do. I'm not ready to take that test until my timeline looks good. Once I polish the timeline looks good, that's when I'm going to be fired up to do the test and like to actually gauge my intelligence for history. It's kind of the same thing as I wouldn't want to gauge my fitness unless I'm actually training, you know, like what's the point? So, you know, you don't want to try to do too many things at the same time, blow up your brain. So, but anyways, I think I am going to, at this point, in a couple months, I think the next project's going to be that sea, because I just like the only thing I can think about. It's going to look really cool. Not just the sea, but the freaking mountains on the side, like the whole thing, and the little island in the middle, like a tower on the top. I mean, oh, and I was talking about that, yesterday I was talking about that 10-kilometer high building that I was going to make. And I was talking about how it has these 4 elastic bands that pull something from ground level all the way to the top of the 10 kilometers so it could shoot it up into space. See, that's 2 things I've invented that are like zero technology that do amazing things. I invented the wingsuit traveling from Exceed to Exceed building, which I'll include on Google Earth. I built the building. But then the launching into space with the bungee cords. And I had an idea of a titanium tube in the middle to hold it in place so it doesn't like crash into the side. But then I was like, wait, you could just make a tight rope, make the rope really tight with string at the top, and then it shoots up, and then it'll just bust through the string. Or you just release the string and it shoots up. And then the rope falls and you just catch the rope with nets. And the thing just goes way up into space. So this is like way in the future. I'm talking about like 500 years, human future. But I have a timeline for the future, so I can actually map this out to each year, which is another thing that's just part of my project. So anyways, yeah, I'm gonna go and try to finish all the way down to that, because I have a block of 40,000. So at the top, I want to get to where the block starts, like today or tomorrow. My mom's gonna come over tomorrow and help me do taxes. Not help me do taxes, but hang out with me as I do taxes, and I guess help me. And then I'll use that time also to organize my house and stuff, clean up the house. So it'll be a little bit of time off, so I'm gonna try to get ahead today, to get as much ahead. And I don't even know if I will go ahead and I will do the screen capturing after this, before I do the ocean, the sea. But I don't know if I'm going to build, I don't think I'm gonna build a building. That'll come later. But that's definitely a project that I wanna do, that's interesting. I'll have it for download later, but I have plenty of really interesting stuff for download on our website if you wanna look at it. Nobody's ever commented, not one time, on my website I downloaded something Google Earth on your website, and I looked at it and I liked it. I have begged people over and over to look at my Roman Colosseum. That's kind of the thing that I think is the most interesting to your average person. I could tell them to look at Atlantis, but I don't think people care about that. Not even my fans who comment all the time would do it. So I blocked 2 guys because they just wouldn't do it. And I can't get anybody to do it. Can't get my mother to do it. Can't get Paula, my ex-wife, to do it. It's like, and I can't get anybody to comment. So I will remember that. I will remember these things in the future. I will never forget these details. And I'll plug it in to my philosophy of life when I write my memoir. But yeah, people are like woefully boring. Look, it's a squirrel. Okay, so anyways, I've talked for 25 minutes. Talk to you tomorrow.